Alright, today we're going to be reviewing the new core cards that were revealed. Now, I haven't really looked at the revealed cards for the next expansion. This is gonna be a core set only look at things. I know there's also some buffs and nerfs. We'll go over them later. We predicted they would skip Death Knight. I figured that would be the case, and I'm glad they did because you don't really need to make any changes. Everything's gonna be in standard anyway. First, we are going to look at Demon Hunter. For Demon Hunter, rotating out will be Corvus Bloodthorn, Sightless Watcher, and Chaos Nova. Now, I personally don't mind Sightless Watcher or Chaos Nova. I could go with either or. I don't really care much. But I do like that Bloodthorn is getting rotated. It can limit card design for outcast cards specifically, so I don't mind that being rotated. New to the core set is Kane's Sunfury, Emulation Aura, and Illidari Studies. I think these are all fine. I think it's interesting that we have Kane's Sunfury that kind of predicts a more like board-based aggro Demon Hunter deck, which I like the idea of. However, it could also reinforce the idea of just swinging one big attack with your hero, which that feels like we've kind of already done that, so hopefully this is some board-based stuff. For Druid, rotating out is Fandral Staghelm, Force of Nature, Earthen Scales, and Mounted Raptor. We're rotating out cards that don't really see play really. Like Earthen Scales is the only one of these that see play, right? I haven't seen a Fandral in ages. Force of Nature is, let's be honest, not that good. Mounted Raptor is kind of a whatever card, and Earthen Scales sees play in like Big Druid and Death Rattle Druid and stuff. After its nerf, I don't know if it sees a lot of play anymore, but I'm okay with it rotating because we've seen it a lot. Then new to the core set, we have Kiri, Chosen of Elune, Solar Eclipse, Lunar Eclipse, and Witchwood Apple. Now, I don't mind Solar, Lunar, and Kiri to be in there. I think that's perfectly fine. Also, they buffed Witchwood Apple a lot. Not only does this only cost 1 mana, but the triads are also 1 mana 2/2s. So this is now a 3 mana 4/4. They did change it. You only get 2 triads from it. You don't get 3 of them. It's way better than what it was. So, buff to triad Druid, I suppose. But yeah, pretty good. I don't mind it at all. For Hunter, what's leaving is Houndmaster Shaw, Snake Trap, Dire Frenzy, Cloaked Huntress, and Springpaw. This is all pretty fine. I wouldn't mind Snake Trap staying in with the other secrets they're adding, but at the same time, I think it's okay. And then Springpaw rotating. Springpaw has been just a stable, decent Hunter card, so I don't mind that. Dire Frenzy doesn't really see a whole lot of play, so it doesn't matter. And same with Houndmaster Shaw. I like that they're rotating cards out that don't really do anything. Cloaked Huntress doesn't really see play either. Although, if they want to support secrets, I guess they shouldn't really rotate it out. I don't know. Then new to the core set, we have Dragonbane, Wandering Monster, Cat Trick, Doggy Biscuit, and Jeweled Macaw. And Jeweled Macaw is getting a little bit of a buff. It is now a 1/2 instead of a 1/1. I like that Dragonbane is in because I don't think Dragonbane as a card is that broken, and I think that's pretty nice. I think it's better than Houndmaster Shaw. This might actually see play. Then we have a couple of secrets, which is fine. I mean, I don't mind those 2 secrets at all. Doggy Biscuit is just fine as a card, and I mean, I like that we have tradable back. I think tradable as an evergreen keyword is great. It is one of the best keywords in the game, I think. And then Jeweled Macaw is okay. I mean, I don't mind it being there. A lot of these cards are like cards that I just don't mind. There's not really gonna be many strong opinions in this video, I don't think. Then we have Mage, Caligos, Flamestrike, Pyromaniac, Ethereal Conjurer, and Cone of Cold are all rotating. I don't mind that. I think it's sad that Caligos was as bad as it was. Like, it was a great card when it got released, but now it's just kind of been power crept to death. And I do like the card in the core set. I'm kind of sad to see it leaving as well, but at the same time, it doesn't do anything. It's kind of like Houndmaster Shaw in that. It just doesn't really work. I think Pyromaniac it's a good thing that's leaving, because if they want to do more hero power mage stuff, I think it's good that isn't in there. And then new to the core set, we have Stargazer Luna, Firelands Portal, Fire Sail, Flame Geyser, and Arcane Artificer. Yeah, I like all of these. I think Stargazer Luna is the scariest one out of the bunch, but still not the worst, I don't think. Firelands Portal is a very nice card to have in the core set, I think. I like that a lot. Same with Fire Sail. Like, I think those are both awesome to have. For Paladin, we have rotating out Ragnaros Lightlord, Reckoning, Eldor Peacekeeper, Avenge, and Noble Sacrifice. So a bunch of secret stuff is rotating. And then Eldor Peacekeeper, which, fine, I'm kind of whatever about it. And then Ragnaros Lightlord, that does nothing, so so it's good that we're rotating that one. And then Paladin is getting Lothraxion, the Redeemed, Muster for Battle, Hammer of Wrath, Hand of Adele, and Grime Street Outfitter. And Grime Street Outfitter has been buffed to a 2/2. Which is good, because hand buffing isn't that great, but it's still very core to Paladin, so I like it. They also buffed Hammer of Wrath to be 3 mana. I think all of this looks pretty good. I like that they're supporting some Silverhand stuff. I think Silverhand Paladin is actually pretty nice because it's a board-based deck. For Priest, leaving the core set is Murasant the Infinite, Lyra the Sunshard, Cold Tyrann Chaplain, Forced Will, Power Infusion, Radiant Elemental, and Northshire Cleric. I'm gonna be honest, I like that Lyra and Radiant Elemental are rotating, because those have been kind of annoying. Mostly Radiant Elemental, though, to be honest. That one is annoying. I'm glad it's rotating. And then, new to the core set, Priest is getting Katrina Moete, Dark Bishop Benedictus, Mana Geode, Crimson Clergy, Holy Champion, Shadow Ascendant, and Sheriff the Naru. Overall, I feel like Priest is getting quite a bit of good stuff here. There's a lot of reworked things here. There's the overheal keyword, which means if you heal it more than its health, you get an effect. And then they reworked the Katrina Moete to say that it's specifically resurrecting undead minions, which is good. I think that's fine. I like that we have Sheriff the Naru. That one's completely fine. Again, tradable's great. I like the rework on Mana Geode, Crimson Clergy, and Holy Champion. I think Crimson Clergy is a great replacement for Northshire Cleric, to be honest, because you have to specifically overheal that minion. It doesn't just reward you for healing things. And then we have Dark Bishop Benedictus. I think Shadow Priest is a pretty good archetype. It looks like we're moving into more of, again, some sort of board-based priest or Shadow Priest, which is both fine. For Rogue, rotating out is Vanessa Van Cleave, Sprint, Assassin's Blade, Sinister Strike, Tomb Pillager, Plague Scientist, and Cold Blood. I'm pretty happy to see Vanessa Van Cleave leave, because it felt pretty useless. Same with Tomb Pillager, honestly. Like, yes, you get a coin, but it's really slow. Sinister Strike is also one that doesn't feel like it needs to be there. Cold Blood, I don't mind that leaving. Assassin's Blade is also kinda useless. I think Plague Scientist is a card I'm gonna miss. I actually really like that card. I think it's a really good card to have in the core. Sprint, I don't really care about. Rogue is getting Shadow Jeweler Hanar, Elven Minstrel, Ambush, Plagiarize, Cheat Death, Fan of Knives, and Eviscerate. So Rogue is getting all the secret stuff, which I think is fine. I like Shadow Jeweler quite a bit. I do think that card is pretty strong, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm okay with it. Then we have Elven Minstrel, which they buffed to a 3/3. This is one of the cards I wanted back, so I'm glad to see it. Fan of Knives and Eviscerate are just good cards. I mean, Fan of Knives has been buffed to 2 mana, so it's even better now. Might actually see play, who knows. And I don't mind Eviscerate being back. For Shaman, leaving the core is Quagwa the Frog, Mana Tide Totem, Maelstrom Portal, Tidal Surge, and Rockbiter Weapon. I mean, I think having Rockbiter Weapon leave is pretty good. It opens more design space for Wind Fury minions specifically. Krogwa is just kind of not really all that played, so it's fine. And the other 3 cards are kind of whatever, so yeah, it's decent. I don't really have any strong opinions on any of these staying or leaving. And then rotating back in is Grand Totem Eyesore, Overdraft, Think from Below, Ancestral Knowledge, and Sap. So we're talking about some Overload stuff coming back. I like that Overdraft is in. Again, a tradable card, pretty good. I don't mind the Totem being in there. That's fine. And Thing from Below, again, supporting the Totem archetype. It's alright. I don't mind it. It is one of the mana cheat cards that are, I would say, decently designed. For Warlock, leaving the core is High Priestess, Jacklick, Felsoul Jailer, Void Terror, Tiny Knight of Evil, and Darkshire Librarian. So, some discard stuff, I don't mind that leaving. Discard Warlock has been all over the place, so I don't mind that. Void Terror is kind of a whatever card, so I don't mind that. I think I'm actually gonna miss Felsoul Jailer a little bit, because it's kind of like, it's disruption, but it's not great disruption. It just kind of stalls, which I think is good. And then into the core set is Mal'Ganis, Enhanced Dreadlord, Defile, Voidcaller, and Spirit Bomb. Defile is back. Let's go. We got that one at least. Awesome. And then we have some big demons with Voidcaller. I think that's perfectly fine. I'm glad to see that Skull of Manori isn't returning with it. I guess as the Warlock player, you can Spirit Bomb your own Voidcaller, but I mean, fine, you just get 1. That's okay. The weapon's different because it's a continuous effect that just kind of happens at the start of the turn. And Enhanced Dreadlord is a good demon that isn't overpowered. I like that. I don't really know how powerful Mal'Ganis is these days, but I don't mind him being here. Warrior's getting a lot of cards rotated. For Warrior, leaving is Darius Crowley, Gorehowl, Shield Maiden, Armor Smith, Bloodhoof Brave, Fiery War Axe, and Bloodsail Deckhand. Some of the armor stuff is leaving. That's fine, I guess. I mean, it's kind of whatever, right? And then Darius Crowley and Gorehowl. I'm gonna miss Gorehowl. I feel like Gorehowl is one of those weapons that's very well designed. So out of all of these, that's probably the one I'm gonna miss the most. Also, Fiery War Axe is just doomed until they make it 2 mana again or give it some text. Please, Blizzard, we need to buff Fiery War Axe or do something to it. You know, there's so many potential fixes for it. I might make a whole video just about Fiery War Axe. And then going into the core set is Armageddillo, Bladestorm, Dinomatic, Sword Eater, Heavy Plate, Frightened, Flunky, and Woodcutter's Axe. I like Dinomatic a lot. I like Bladestorm a lot. The other cards are kind of whatever for me. I mean, tradable is nice on the Heavy Plate, but I don't know. They're supporting some taunt stuff. I'm fine with that. I don't think Heavy Plate should be in there just because I think it's not good enough. I would have preferred them to keep Gorehowl and not put in Heavy Plate. At least it has tradable, so it has that going for it. Then for neutrals, first we have the legendaries. Rotating out is Reno Jackson, Elise Starseeker, Bran Bronzebeard, and Sir Finley Merkelton. Thank you. I'm tired of seeing Reno. I'm glad he's gone. Returning is Ragnaros the Firelord, Dr. Boom, Ciliax, and the Black Knight. And they buffed the Black Knight to be a 4-mana 4/4, which I think is great. I also like that they're bringing Magnetic back. That's pretty cool. I don't know how much play it's gonna see, but Ciliax will definitely see some play. I mean, that card was just insane. Dr. Boom is cool to have back. I think it's also pretty cool to have Ragnaros back. I think the Black Knight is just a generally great card to have in the core. Pretty good tech option, especially now that it's buffed to a 4-mana 4/4. And then we have some other neutral cards. Leaving is Mossy Horror, Faceless Manipulator, Escaped Mana Saber, Arcane Devourer, SI7 Infiltrator, Violet Teacher, Lone Champ, and Acidic Swamp Boost. I'm gonna miss Mossy Horror. I think that card is really cool. I would love to have it in the core set. I think the rest of this is kind of okay. I think it's nice that they're rotating the Faceless now that they're bringing the demon stuff back for Warlock. They're rotating one secret tech to bring in another. Yeah, Eater of Secrets. Is it better? Is it worse? It depends, right? I think it's great that they're rotating out Arcane Devourer because it does absolutely nothing. Violet Teachers, I'm kind of whatever about. Acidic Swamp Boost, they're bringing back the tradable ooze, so that's fine. Lone Champ is also kind of a whatever card, so yeah. Overall, this is nice. I like that they're rotating the Mana Saber as well. Gaining mana can be dangerous, and having neutral ramp is a bit strange, so I like that they're rotating that one out. New to the core set will be Dirty Rat, Replicating Menace, Eater of Secrets, Called Neophyte, Armor Vendor, Wargear, Rotten Apple Bomb, and Royal Librarian. Like I said, Eater of Secrets, bit worse on the base level, but it gains stats based on how many secrets you destroy, so destroy 2 secrets and it's better than the SI7 Infiltrator. Destroy 1 and it's worse, but it's fine, right? And Replicating Menace is now buffed to a 4-mana 3/2, still summoning 3 1/1 microbots as the Death Rattle, and is still magnetic. I like that we have Called Neophyte in here. I think that card is just nice to have. Armor Vendor is pretty good for, you know, a control option for a 1-drop. Rotten Apple Bomb, fine. Tradable Silence is great. And they even buffed it to a 4/4. I didn't even notice that until now. Great. Oh, and they buffed Wargear to a 6/5. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, yeah. I like this a lot. I like that they're buffing the magnetic cards, because clearly they weren't that great. So that's good. And the tradable Silence is also buffed. That's good too. Then we have the last neutrals. Leaving cards will be Stormwatcher, Cobalt Scalebane, Dark Iron Dwarf, Jungle Panther, Ironbeak Owl, Sunreaver Spy, Mistress of Mixtures, and Murloc Tinyfin. So out of all of these, clearly the biggest deal is the Murloc Tinyfin, right? Obviously. No, but jokes aside, out of all of these, I'm probably gonna miss Mistress of Mixtures and Cobalt Scalebane the most. Those were like the cards that I actually enjoyed playing with. I think Cobalt Scalebane was just a cool card, and Mistress of Mixtures was just so, I guess, iconic. Like, it was played so much. I like it a lot. Tradable Silence is so much better than Ironbeak Owl, so I'm fine with that. And rotating Stormwatcher and Jungle Panther just makes sense because they're just dudes that do nothing, so it's fine. New to the core set will be Dread Corsair, Henchclan Thug, Bronze Gatekeeper, Rustrod Viper, Glacial Shard, Mermy, Tour Guide, and Snowflipper Penguin. Again, they buffed the Bronze Gatekeeper. Great, that's now a 2/5. And then this is where we have the weapon tech, which I think is fine, because now we have tradable on it, which makes it even better. And then we have Henchclan Thug back, which I like, because that's a card I used to play in Tempo Rogue, so I enjoy seeing that one back. Other than that, this seems, you know, pretty standard, right? I think Snowflipper Penguin is generally slightly more viable than the Murloc. Either way, we just have another cute 0-mana minion, right? And that's that. that, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Look forward to the card reveal for Festival of Legends. That will be happening as soon as all the cards are revealed. Like and subscribe to watch that. Have a good one, everyone. See you guys.